Hello and welcome. This is something new, a Roblox-based, heavy quotation marks, talk show. Here, we will try to talk about current affairs and topics based on your questions. This time, we have here Ben Simon, creator of the Roblox Watch video series, showcasing the best of Roblox's moderation.
Hello, Ben Simon here.
In the other corner, we have Jarod, a Roblox car maker who you may have been seeing around this channel recently.
Good evening.
There should be quite a few topics to choose from. What shall we start with?
I'd say Julius Coles would be the most. Do both of you know a lot about Julius Coles and what's been going on?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yes, we had an entire video dedicated to his horrible 0% free model, 100% original game.
Yeah, I am a big fan of his works, personally. I mean, unrelated to the things that have been happening with him recently, it is really strange that he maintained this position of the most notorious online dating place for so long, even though there are more quality places around.
I think it may be frequent updates. He was constantly changing the thumbnail, taking away and adding things.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I
and-
forgot that the Roblox community is really stupid.
It's probably the name, the new or updated town of Robloxia probably contributed to it a lot.
New things are the best things.
Yeah.
But yes.
I'm really surprised on how he wasn't banned for it, despite so many people reporting him, and then finally, out of the blue, he comes out with all these videos saying, fuck Roblox, fuck Eric Castle, and stuff like that.
Before I start this video, I'm just going to say, fuck Eric Castle, fuck Cancer, fuck the whole Roblox administrator team, fuck the whole Roblox moderator team, fuck the whole support team. They all need to end up like Eric Castle, who died of cancer, and which is their co-founder. Their HQ needs to get bombed and destroyed, nuclear bombed, and all their heads need to get chopped off. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video.
How did he go this long?
I mean, he didn't really break any rules. He wasn't online dating himself, as far as I know. So, really, I'm just curious as to what they finally got him on. It's like maybe he wasn't paying taxes.
Yeah, strangely enough, his place is still up. It wasn't under review or anything. Well, it was at one point, but that was due to the Five Nights at Freddy's nonsense.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know, I guess it was something he himself did.
Yeah, it's probably unrelated to his place. He did
Yeah.
forum on Roblox Talk a lot, so I would assume that he posted something that crossed the line.
And then he made that
Or maybe it was
video
even
that-
one of his models.
His models? I
Yeah,
mean, they are
'cause-
all... I don't think there's any rules against stealing free models, sadly. So, and all of his models are free models, so if the models that they were sort of based off of, stolen from, if they weren't banned, then why would his models get banned?
Yeah. But then again, do you know if his videos came first? Because for the longest time, I didn't understand. Did the Roblox admins need to die thing show up before or after his account was deleted?
Well, the things showed up after. He did mention it briefly once, but that was about 2 years ago. And then he did just amazing dancing and rapping videos for a while. And then he was actually banned, and then these videos come. I have it actually written down here somewhere. It was a great trilogy named Quick Message, Yay, Eric Castle Gone, and Someone Blow Up Roblox Now in full caps. So, what do you actually think of these? He did, I do not have the direct quotes, but he did instruct people to blow up the HQ, giving the address of the damn thing.
Somebody needs to blow Roblox up. Blow the fucking HQ up. The Roblox HQ is located in San Mateo, California. I hope somebody blow it up. Somebody needs to blow it up. This is a strong hate desire to all the Roblox members, to everyone who play Roblox. I hope everyone die who play Roblox. I hope all the staff members die. I hope all the administrators, moderators, and everyone die associated with Roblox. Just go die, okay? Go die of cancer. End up like Eric Castle, because Eric Castle ain't shit. He was just a low-life bastard co-founder who got his deserving.
Well, I mean, I can confirm as a person who plays Roblox, I do need to die. So that's good.
Well, it's going to
But,
come to everyone eventually.
Still, maybe it's just because I'm American, so I'm slightly tourist,
Well, that would be the
anti-tourist,
two
I
of
guess.
you.
But, right, but Yeah, just stuff like that. I don't care how horrible of a person you are. You don't say something like that after getting banned on an online kids game for doing stuff that everybody hated you for.
I'd
Speaking
say you
of
should
Ben
have
Simon,
taken the yeah. I think he should have taken the Ben Simon approach and instead made videos putting moderators on blast for banning him, which is a lot more productive than insulting everyone who watches your videos instead.
it's a lot more fun as
Um,
well.
yeah, I'm. In case you haven't seen any of my videos, viewers, I have quite a strong relationship with the moderators. Especially Jarod645. We're really good pals. You know, every time someone mentions me or I mention myself, that account gets deleted because, I'm not exactly sure why. I still have yet to find out why Gordon is banning me. The very first time I was deleted was on my very first Roblox account, Navy898. It was because I had posted, "Guess who didn't get the gift of niceness? I'll give you a hint, Walrus," and that got my account
Oh,
deleted.
well, yeah.
So
Really?
You
yeah,
don't do that.
I
I
appealed many times. He didn't accept it.
I think there's something fishy going on about that.
Really, you
Before
don't touch
bribery.
Lolaris. It's like an intellectual property that you cannot even mention in a bad way. Not as much anymore. He has been recently sort of falling from grace. I suppose that the murder games finally lost the novelty they had, because there was some to begin with.
I guess they've been replaced though, because Twisted Murderer is still on the front page in a few categories.
Yeah,
I,
it
I
took
just
over,
wish-
but it still isn't at that horrible crazy numbers it was at, like, when Murder Mystery, when it originally came out, had 4,000 concurrent players and the second place at only about 2,000.
I just wish that one of the two original murder games, Murder Mystery or Clone Trooper 1019's Murder, I wish those had been the ones that lasted because they were the most balanced and they were the true to the original Gary's Mod sort of game mode. Nowadays, with Mad Murder and Twisted Murder, you've got people running around with Tesla knives,
Oh
playing
yeah.
ear rape over stereos while they kill you with a knife they threw across the room.
Not to mention, I'm not sure which came first, Clone Troopers Murderer or the other one, but you got to keep in mind that as these murder games keep popping up, they're usually just copies of the previous one. So there is a chain link of murder games. It started as a copy of a Gmod game, and then it started, or
Yeah.
the next one was another copy of that because they're just trying to eat off the success of the previous game as new and improved, kind of like what Julius Coles does with the new and improved Town of Robloxia.
With less free models,
So-
normally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
less free models, of course, but rather
I'm
than
sorry.
stealing
0% free
100%.
models, 100% original
Yeah.
content.
So instead of stealing everything, they just steal the idea, essentially.
The point a lot of people do not really get is that originality is not a factor, because it doesn't matter if really Clone Troopers or oh my god, what was his name? It doesn't matter if the Murder by
Nicholas?
Clone Trooper or Nicholas, or the Murder Mystery were first. Objectively, the Murder Mystery was the first one to actually be popular, but someone had to make some sort of the Gmod game ripoff prior to that. So should we really seek it out and proclaim him the king and argue about it on the forums instead?
I think we should just focus our energy on games that really shouldn't be on the front page. Just focus on complaining about those as opposed to these different spin-offs that actually have some original content.
Like the Mad games coming out. I don't precisely know, but it is apparently in version 1.0b, which still is labeled as beta, so someone doesn't understand what version labels stand for, but okay.
It's in version 1.0, but it's still in beta.
Yes.
It's,
You get that a lot on Roblox. I mean, there are a lot of beta games, and the only reason that is there is to justify the bugs and the missing content there is. But it still enables the person to make money out of it.
what do you think of the term pre-alpha? Because I've been seeing that a lot on Roblox. I think it showed up on that isolation game. Have you heard of that?
Oh, I think I do remember it.
It's isolation. If you don't know, is a survival game, in-depth survival game, right? And it starts you off with a spear that kind of protrudes out of your chest, and an axe, which you cannot use to kill people with. And you chop down trees and you make wooden structures. And you also eat berries and drink water from miles away. Because the game is so poorly done, and it's in such a pre-alpha stage that if you're across the map and you look at a water source, then you can drink from it. Or at least that's from the last time I played it. That's what it was. And
Well-
it had so much marketing behind it. There were advertisements all over the place for it.
Yeah, it was very popular at one point.
I think it's okay to release a game in a pre-alpha state and label it as such if the people are clamoring to take a look at the game, B, they fully understand that it's broken and it's essentially a tech demo at this point,
Yeah,
and C, you don't throw marketing and or at least not a huge amount of marketing and monetization.
Ooh, yes. So apparently, pre-alpha stands for. Okay, let's just read the text. Pre-alpha refers to all activities performed during the software project before testing. So,
If you
any
could go out and
pre-alpha
test
published on Roblox is effectively not a pre-alpha. That's what I'm trying to say here, sort of.
What do you think about obstacle courses dying out? Do you remember when that was the big fad in like 2008 to 2010?
That was the big
Obstacle
thing when
course.
people
Yeah.
couldn't script, but
But now it's more people are learning how to script. Is it easier to do things now? There's a lot more things you can do, definitely. So games are getting more and more advanced, and we don't have to resort to just placing obstacles on a thin path in the sky.
Although Roblox is really increasing what you can do with their engine and what you can do in Studio to make, for people to play, for a lot of games that are really demanding on your computer, Roblox their game engine isn't really able to compensate for all these updates. Because, for example, in Apocalypse Rising, they added the new chunk rendering system for Reborn, and if there's too many people in the server, and there's too many requests going through to Roblox for chunks to be brought in, then the game will actually shut down for everyone in that server. So anything you have in storage in that game is gone. Anything you've placed down is gone. It's and it's ridiculous because I've been playing so many times. I've had so much good stuff. I've had cars. I've had guns in storage. I've had landmines placed down, and then the game crashes. Not because of who's the creator, Gus Manack or something? Not because of what he did with the game, but because of the limitations that Roblox has on the game.
yes, it's quite unfortunate to see Apocalypse Rising, which I personally do consider the best game on Roblox, to be inhibited in this way.
I'd say it's up there with my top 10 games.
Unfortunately, I do sort of miss the Obi games. At least they were honest, they were straight, You jump over stuff here. Nowadays, there is just this thing on the front page called Escape the Ball Pit GTA 5. Wait, it continues. Escape the Ball Pit GTA 5 Ball Pit update.
Yeah.
Wait, before that,
Look
it
at the
was-
front page and just see it. It's your
2,000 players.
I saw it up there
Yeah.
beforehand. Before it was pass your driving test GTA 5, and before that it was just grand opening GTA 5.
This,
That keeps popping up. That was one of the false games when they were doing
Yeah,
that sort of teleport exploit.
that was
Oh,
one of
yeah.
them when I did cover the top-rated games. Somehow, though, and that really surprised me, the thing got patched shortly afterwards, so I was really happy about that. It was almost as if someone cared. Look at that.
Someone carrying on the Roblox staff. You've gone insane, man.
Well, when I actually sent it to Roblox support, it was still bullshit, but, well, maybe someone noticed elsewhere.
First off, I would need to create a new email, because every single email that I've sent them on
Right.
previous email accounts If I mention that I'm Ben Simon, they
Yeah, of
won't
course.
respond to my email at all, and
Wow.
I end up being put on a block list for their emails. It's
So
happened a lot.
you're just loved by the Roblox moderators, aren't you?
Mhm. We're very friendly with each other. Very
Yeah. Speak.
custom.
So I'm guessing they don't like you because of this Roblox Watch video series that you
That's the
have.
most reasonable. That's the most reasonable explanation I could have, because I don't think it's that I dissed Loris once, or not even dissed him. I just pointed out something that could get him in hot water. I think it's the Roblox Watch series, because either that or it's just that Gordon doesn't like me. It may just be Gordon that's been banning me. It may be Gordon that is going to customer service and saying, "Hey, don't respond to any of this kid's emails or anything," because I've actually seen Gordon going to people like the content moderators and saying, "Don't accept any audio from this kid," because I had a friend that had Outrageous Builders Club, like I'm not sure how he got him, but I'm sure that it was a pretty shady intention that he had with him.
Hacks.
But yeah, like trading items off of it and stuff like that. But I had used the accounts to upload audio, and it started out as really simple stuff like I impersonated Gordon and I said, "Gee, I sure do love being a moderator. What's this? Ben Simon made a post again? Oh, I don't think so, buddy." And then I kept making things. I made Gordon yelling at his mom from his basement, asking for more hot pockets, and then someone finally left a comment on there and said, "I sent this to Gordon," or "I sent this to him, and we'll see what happens," or something like that. And shortly after that, the audio was removed, and I tried to upload another one, and it got rejected, right? And I started taking it down a notch. Like instead of saying things like Gordon's banning everyone, blah blah blah, I just said Gordon Rocks is blasting off again, and I had it fade out, and then a little ding, like from Pokemon, where Team Rocket, whenever they lose a battle or something like that, and they explode and they fly away.
Gordon Rocks is blasting off again.
What I gathered is that with that audio being completely friendly, and the other audio being accepted and then removed after someone said they sent it to Gordon, I can only gather that Gordon actually went to the content moderators and said, "Hey, don't accept this audio, and any other audio that says anything about the name Gordon, reject it and delete the account," because I did have an account deleted because I uploaded Gordon-related audio.
Wow, that's
It wasn't even
inconsiderate.
my account. That's the thing. It was someone else's account, and I feel kind of bad because I got some random stranger's account deleted. They, put their password in a form or something like that.
I'm just tempted to do that and see what happens.
Yeah. I'm sure. I don't know if you did it now. If Gordon would go back to the content moderators, but I'm sure if someone warned him about it, saying Ben Simon said he's gonna upload more audio about you, Gordon, you should probably get on that.
Right.
And Gordon's pretty gullible too, because I had posted on my Twitter while he first started banning me that my new main account would be called Kurt Cobain. I
That got
didn't
deleted?
post anything anywhere on there, and yes, that got deleted. Just because I made a Twitter post about it, I could have been lying. I could have said something like, "Oh, my account is blah blah blah," just some random new user, and then it would have gotten deleted because of that. So,
If nothing else, I think they have a rule against talking about your bans for. I mean, it's stupid, but they have that. But banning an account because of that is mighty stupid. You cannot actually hold the account responsible for activities on other sites, let alone just because someone mentioned the name on Twitter.
but
I
mean-
think Roblox should
Um,
really educate their staff about free speech and the fact that they're in America.
I don't think that's the best example for free speech, but go on.
Because you've got this where you've got admins taking out personal revenge on users. You've got the Roblox blog where they don't let any comments through that aren't completely positive. If there's one thing negative about the comment, they don't let it through.
yeah, I've noticed that as well. Your comment will be pending, and if it says, "Oh, I don't really agree with this update. I think there's a lot of room for improvement," they'll just straight up reject your comment, and you'll
Right.
never see it posted.
Or if you're like, OMG, best update ever, it'll go through instantly.
That's a great update. Whoever made this is really handsome, and the CEO is a great person, and it's Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Basically, the
will
admins want to feel good about themselves, and they have the power to make sure that they do.
Maybe-
And they abuse it
Maybe
a
the,
lot.
Yeah.
maybe the CEO doesn't even know about it. You
Yeah,
know,
that's what
maybe
I'm
they
hoping.
just show to him the positive comments and he doesn't actually know there is any moderation going on. They just go to him and, look, what a good community we have. Look at these all nice comments. And he's like, core values.
That's my boy. Oh, you keep bringing in the money, kid.
Right. I'll bet that's why if we don't like an update, they go through with it. If there's anything, if they want the community to decide whether it's a good update or not, the moderators are going to just delete all the posts and not let through any comments.
I mean, curiously
thing.
enough, this
Do
is
you know what the official name for the Roblox moderators are? What they have on their LinkedIn profile?
Mhm.
They're called the community engagement members. Community engagement.
That's an overstatement.
Their job.
Censorship.
That's the job. Their job is to engage with the community.
I
Right?
don't think they are doing their work very well, but yeah.
Well, they are. I mean, they're engaging with them and making them hate them slightly.
Yeah,
This
they're
is-
engaging by making sure I am no longer part of the community. Maybe he doesn't want to engage with me.
That's
But,
engagement if I've ever seen one.
Remember when the egg hunt was revealed that it would be at all developer places, and everyone got really pissed off about that? There was a forum post on Off Topic where everyone was just blowing the mods out, saying this really sucks. Why aren't you doing anything to stop this?
Entire
And-
thing was deleted, right?
It wasn't deleted, but it started out as just Gordon Rocks and Corgi Parade, which are two moderators that moderate on Off Topic. It started with them just arguing with the users, right? Rather than saying, "Oh, well, we'll try to work on solutions to fix this." It's just, well, you see, it's not that bad. I mean, come on, you got to give them a chance and stuff like that. And it got into this really heated debate, and eventually Gordon Rocks 24 said, I think this has reached the point where it's no longer productive, so I'm just going to lock the thread.
In other
Okay.
words, he was
Top
losing
notch.
his arguments.
Okay.
Yeah.
First thing, someone trying to talk productive and off topic is completely insane.
It's the Roblox forums, man.
Second, yes, going back to the point, remember how it was announced that it is going to be a developer event and everyone was like, this is horrible. And remember how then there was another developer event, the Ultimate Competition, that was developer only, and everyone was
Yeah.
like, ugh! And remember how now we have 4 leaked hats that indicate another developer event?
Who do you think makes decisions? Is it Bright Eyes? Because I thought she was in charge of the Easter
I
egg
think
hunt
it's
thing.
actually a random number generator, but even that would have slipped by now.
But I mean, there's got to be some person that's like deciding all this. I don't think there's some sort of hive mind of people that work at Roblox that are like, oh man, we love the developers. Yeah, we got to put everything at their place, and they all just unanimously agree. There's probably someone that would disagree with that. So if there is a team,
They get locked in the dungeon in the basement of the Roblox building.
they get forced to eat the guacamole. from
It
the
is also
guacamole box.
possible that after the, great hits that the previous egg hunt was, which everyone universally hated, the Roblox made events, the whole Roblox game team was fired and now they have no options left.
Oh wow.
Nobody actually knows how to make games anymore at Roblox. So they only have the engine engineers and the community engagement members.
Maybe Alan Fackler was a game developer.
We don't speak about him! Bringing
I
that
guess
up
Roblox
is not a
really
good
doesn't give
idea.
a fuck about their department anymore.
Right.
Famous last words.
I want to make a Anaconda remix where it's like, oh my god, Alan, look at our department.
That would be great. I sort of miss Alan. I mean, I didn't like him
Yeah.
up until he got fired because I didn't really know much about him, but in that little incident they had, he sounded like a very reasonable person.
Like that? Fuck, that probably cost them like 100. What do you mean? They do it all the time. They do it. We just spent like
$50 we could get
we
a.
just spent like $150 a piece upstairs.
Yeah. No.
You only have $40 to decorate this room?
It won't take you long to realize that Roblox doesn't give a fuck about our department.
Like, Dave comes upstairs, we're all just
No, you
eating
guys
pizza.
just
He had the most character out of all the Roblox staff members that actually didn't cover it up.
Yeah. It is unfortunate that the communication with the community engagement people is not very good. I mean, well, not by the time this video is uploaded, but yesterday we got the group revenue sharing update. There was a blog post and everything, and everyone was happy. For a time. Now it disappeared after a day of functioning, and no explanation was yes, it's actually not a thing anymore, and no explanation was provided anywhere. I suppose there may be something going on the developer forums, but
It might
I don't
be the
have
same
access.
thing that happened with the new camera that they just reinstated. The update,
Yeah.
that update disappeared for a bit because it had unforeseen consequences or something like that.
And they didn't even write a single word about that one.
Yeah, I think they really should. They should be posting about this kind of stuff. Every time there's new particle effects, they talk about that. They talked about the custom particles, but they never said anything about fixing their camera system.
It's also the game icons. I mean, they were supposed to be out. There was even a written text on the precise date when they are going to be implemented, and nothing.
Yeah, this it sort of reminds me of the Friends and Followers update. Remember, they made the blog post and they said, "Oh, in 3 weeks we're going to implement it." 6 weeks go by, nobody's heard anything about it.
And suddenly,
and then, yes, suddenly it's there and nobody's
it just shows
prepared
up out
for
of
it.
the blue. Yeah, everyone hated it because they lost all of their friends.
Yeah, in fact, didn't they have that just before it was implemented? They had that present for people who had over a certain amount of friends.
Yeah, so any future things like that, and they also
Then
have
they
the
had
limit
28,000
to
people
how
there
many
for
friends you can have. You have a limit for that now. I think the maximum is like 100 or so friends that you can have on your friends list.
yeah, it's 200,
And-
but the point stands.
200.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I liked it. I liked the update because, well, you can only manage 150 friends at once. It's a scientific fact. So turning it from friends and best friends to friends and followers, that makes sense. What doesn't make sense is making a present where you need to get like 10,000 friends or whatever right before you put in the update.
yeah, because I mean, it really shows that I guess they're a little confused in the direction that they want to go. Because they're never going to be able to release a friends related gift like that, where you have to have a certain number of friends in order to get the
Probably
hat, or at least not
followers
one that
this
would be valuable. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It would be something related to followers, but I mean,
Yeah, I
yeah.
didn't really like the transition
7,
between followers and friends. Some people just
7.
accepted all friend requests because they didn't really give a damn about them. Like me, and I had about 7,000 friends, and then, oh, now I follow 7,000 people. Okay.
And there's no easy way to get rid of all of
I
them.
wonder if there is a button to remove all people I follow. Because, you know, that would be a
Yeah.
sensible thing to do after an update like this. Nope. If you want to remove them, click through the hundreds of pages.
Does it still refresh every time you unfriend someone?
I am not sure, but that
think
would be
it
just
does.
the best. Okay, I think it may be time to begin with the viewer questions. Let's start off easy. Have you ever /are you /so you, I think that's supposed to be do you, but so you see yourself becoming interested in clans? Question mark. Possibly Jarod, start off.
I was involved in the clan scene back when I started in 08, 09, or 10. But I've sort of grown past that now because, I mean, we're talking about like war clans, right?
Yes, that I would assume
Yeah.
so.
I guess that's sort of a thing you grow out of on Roblox because, I don't know, when you're young, you're like, oh, war, battle, yes. And now I'm like, I just cars. So,
Yeah, I actually had my own clan back in like 2011, 2012, but it was really cringy though. It was, the acronym was BAT, right? And what BAT stood for was really just a placeholder so I could use the letters BAT. which was Biological Assassination Team.
Oh,
Yeah, edgy, right?
that sounds really Roblox-like. I can.
Yeah, like the first encounter assault recon.
Oh yes.
Fear. I find it kind of funny that the most popular clan on Roblox, the last time I checked, has an acronym that's stolen from a video game title.
Oh yeah, was that an acronym though?
Hmm?
Was that an acronym?
Yeah,
The game?
it's First Encounter Assault Recon, I believe.
Oh, so it's for both of them.
But yes, I mean, personally, to answer the question, I have really never been interested in clans. Never been in any. I just don't find it appealing. I'm not very good with authority and actually doing stuff on a regular basis.
I mean,
But-
you do have the manly clan,
Yes.
the manliest of all clans.
We did at one point make the Manly clan, which was basically just a joke. And we the rest bare-chested, and we actually did used to raid a few places. We did even raid the wax, and we did get inside the base and we were dancing around, but...
Do you ever get those messages that say, "Oh, well, sorry to bother you, but I'm looking for new members for my war clan"?
Yes, periodically every now and then I get those.
Yeah, curious that
Despite
these people tend to be actually standing in games and sending these messages to anyone who actually visits the server.
And the funny thing is, in my description, I have explicitly stated, no, I'm not going to join your clan.
It's
Don't
not like
send
these
me a
people really
message."
care.
Right.
Yeah,
I
they
still
won't
get
listen.
random friend requests, even though I say, no, nope, follow me, don't send me a friend request.
Right, here's another question. What are some overhyped games according to you? Like, in my opinion, Mad Murderer, Pizza Place, and Twisted Murderer. Ben, do you have any ideas?
Overhyped. I don't really know of any overhyped games. I know underhyped games. I know plenty of those. Here, let me actually go to the front page and pick some out.
Would
Because I'm sure there are some there.
would Different Town of Roblox count?
I am not sure I would
No
actually...
one actually likes that. Though.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
mean,
sure I
you go to
would
the
count...
Julius Cole's fan club, and it's nothing but people that hate him. So.
I'm not sure if I would count popularity as hype, per se. Most overhyped. I am not sure that really works on Roblox, to be honest. Perhaps... No.
I mean, like, with real-life games, you got, like, you've got, well, I say real-life games, I mean, like, proper official releases. You've got, like, ad campaigns, you've got press releases, you've got ad campaigns rolled into press releases, you've got, you've got E3, E4, E5, E6.
I would say maybe Phantom Forces has been receiving a lot of hype, but I think that is justified. It really is something new and...
it's very, very fun. I play it at least once a day, probably.
Yeah,
But
curiously
it's-
enough...
I mean, it's addicting.
Yeah, I wouldn't think this
so-
was possible to pull out on Roblox. I mean, it's smooth, the animations are really great, the movements feel good.
Yeah, and all the guns are made with solid modeling too.
Yeah.
So, and they're really smooth too, which is awesome.
Yeah, I really like the parkour system in the game. It makes movement very fluid.
Oh, speaking
although-
of Phantom Forces, I think overhyped, perhaps hacks a little bit. I mean, it's not,
definitely.
it's not like it's bad, but it's nothing special either for the, attention it's getting. I mean, the scripting is not bad, the GUI is good, I suppose. Some weapons are interesting, but they are still very basic.
I really just don't like the feel of the game, and it's kind of like Call of Roblox 5, in the sense that snipers are the easiest class in the entire game. I found that Phantom Forces doesn't have that as bad though. I mean, if you can be versatile, then you can easily take out a few snipers in that game. So.
Alright, we got a question here, and I will ask for permission to use Ben's video on this. What do you think about online daters?
I know, my dog thinks about online daters.
Yeah.
What do you think of online daters? What do you think of online daters, Dodger? Hey. Oh. Is that what you think? Okay.
To sort of expand on that delightful thing, not to
I
get
guess
into the
there's a-
usual
there's a
bashing,
limit.
but
There's two types of online dating on Roblox. There's serious online dating, and then there's roleplay online dating, right?
Oh, educate me. The lines are blurred for
So,
me.
so role playing is like the adopt a child in the happy town of Robloxia kind of thing, right? Where it's not actually serious, right? So you have you just say press 1 2 3 for a BF or something like that, and then you play the game. They might send you a friend request, blah blah blah, and then that's over and done with. You probably never talk to them again. And then there's serious online dating, where you chat with someone and you say, "Wow, you're really cute. What do you look like IRL?" And then they send them Google image photos and whatnot.
Oh.
And, yeah, and then the other person does the same thing, and then they end up putting on their blurb, "Hey, cool kid 1 2 3 is my GF. Hands off," and then they follow them around games.
Yeah, I think I
And
do
they
have
send them Robux.
a big problem with both of these, just because I cannot really distinguish. I have seen so much bullshit on Roblox regarding this, I really cannot tell when people are serious and when it's just, to pass the time.
Although I do suppose it's quite easy to see when the daters are neon-colored dogs, but that's beside the point.
Okay, now consider this one. Would you rather have Roblox without the updates and a small peaceful community, or Roblox with the updates with a big, mean and annoying community?
I think I'd rather have the updated Roblox simply because I'm not part of the community. I'm sort of part of my own sub-community. I'm part of sort of the car maker community, and sure, we do have our bad apples, but definitely not as bad as, say, the bigger Roblox community with Julius goals and such.
Basically what Jarod said. I actually do find my own people to hang out on Roblox with, so the community is not necessary. It would be nice, but the engine improvements and the overall additions are not really worth it.
Like the engine updates are kind of subpar at the moment.
It's not to say that the game engine is very good, but it's better than what it used to be.
Right. Nowadays we have, user GUIs, service GUIs, player uploaded sounds, solid modeling, which is a pretty huge thing.
I mean, there seems to be a lot of people nostalgic over the old days when Roblox was not ruined by online daters and all these toxic kids, but, well, I don't know. People were always stupid to a degree, and back then, despite what people think, there were no good games. Compared to what we have today...
Yeah, modern standards, those games were bad.
Atrocious even. I mean, at that time, I got a game on the front page. That just about describes the quality of the games then.
Right, and before...
I've gotten a game on the front page back in 2009 or 10.
Yeah.
It was kind of baited though, because it was called The Impossible Obby, and it wasn't getting much, and it was actually probably literally impossible. Like the last obstacle course was these stairs that were made out of conveyor belts, and it was like a spiral staircase, and the higher up you got, the stronger the conveyor belts got, and it got to the point where I've never even beaten it. It's literally impossible.
Well, at least you actually stayed true to the title.
Right.
Yeah, but that's not the full story. You see, I kind of added to the title at the end of it, "Win for 40 Robux."
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, that was a bit cheap. That was a bit cheap of me.
Yeah, just a bit, I suppose.
6th, 7th grade, though,
It
The past is in the past. So.
That's the lemonade standard of Roblox community, I guess.
Yeah.
Except instead of lemonade, you're selling water with yellow food coloring.
Okay, there is something. Why do you think the good games of Roblox get off the front page so quickly rather than staying there? That's some sentence reading. And getting the fame they deserve. Did you catch that, despite my dramatic pause?
suppose so.
I can
I'm
repeat.
kind of confused at the question itself.
Yeah. Why do you think the good games of Roblox get off the front page so quickly rather than staying there and getting the fame they deserve?
I think he's trying to say, why do they get off the front page?
Right, but
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, I've seen good games on there, and they sort of stay on there.
Yeah.
I suppose the problem is really that they're pushed off by different towns of Robloxes, I suppose, and obbies for free admin and VIP and cookies.
I'm not really sure what games does he mean. Maybe hacks that has been falling off grace for a bit. The murder games, Mad Paintball, if he is a fan of that. Perhaps the, what is it called, Robot Blocks, that one by Alex Neutron that was the part of the recent event. It was well scripted, but it's not a good game, but that's unrelated.
Yeah,
Why do you think that games disappear and not get the fame they deserve? That on its own is a very stupid question.
Hold on, I don't really think that's a stupid question. I think it's because when you take games, it really depends on what you would call a good game. If you take some game like there was a really old game called like Vidre Corva or something like that, where
oh yes, I remember that.
yeah, it was this cave, and it was really well built. It had this great aesthetic to it. The objective was to get out of this ginormous cavern, and yeah. But you see, while it was a very good looking game, it got boring very fast. After you beat it once, then there's really no point in staying. So
yeah, I didn't even beat it.
People. Yeah, you didn't beat it? Or?
No, I just was jumping around the walls trying to climb on things and didn't really find a way out, so I was like, eh. But it was nice looking.
Yeah, it was pretty difficult actually, finding your way around, but I mean, it is a good game, and I think many people would agree that it's a good game because of mainly how it looks, but the issue with it is that it doesn't keep people playing.
Do, however, not get actually burned by the people watching. I think it's a stupid question, not because of the good games and whatnot, but actually them deserving anything. How would you actually define deserve? What would the criteria for that be? How do you think a game would deserve anything?
Yeah, that's a good question actually. Like, does that pertain to effort? Or
yeah, I would think it would definitely correlate to effort. Like, oh, I put a lot of effort into this.
If it
so
does correlate to effort, do you really think that the amount of effort should actually somehow make you, well, privileged to have the game noticed? Because effort doesn't always mean that it's going to be good. People who don't know what they are doing, people inexperienced at building, scripting, can actually put in a lot of effort but still make a very messy, horrible looking thing.
See game 1, I suppose.
We do not speak of that. Big a different
terrible,
example.
never got.
But that is to a degree a good example. I mean, there was effort put into it, but I didn't know what I was doing. And in the end, the whole thing just fell apart. And I don't think it actually deserved anything.
Yes.
Deserving, I don't think really any game on Roblox deserves anything. As remarked previously by me on other videos, it is really the thing of the community. They decide what is going to get the rewards.
Yeah, I suppose, really, if the Roblox community is going to give recognition to games that cater to their wants and needs, and because they're a community full of children, games that cater to their simple wants and needs, as opposed to these more complicated games with story and mechanics and lots of effort, those aren't going to really get recognized.
On that, to propose a solution, I suppose, I think that someone, maybe someone who is actually somehow related to Roblox and works for them, should make some sort of a spotlight for unnoticed games that are actually good and quality and could be enjoyed by more people, but do not actually get the necessary exposure. I sort of tried to do that at one point, but my viewer base cannot support that.
That was an argument for the whole egg hunt of 2015. They
really?
Hey, someone with they said that instead of putting big games in the spot, like Twisted Murderer, who's been on the front page for a very long time already, they should have gave it to unpopular game developers so they can get their popularity, and it will kind of even out things and make the front games page a little less monopolized.
Let's see what we have here next. Okay, this is a bit, let's say, well, I will let you judge. Why do non-Builders Club Roblox users not get at least 1 Robux a day?
Ooh. Ooh.
I've seen this in the comments. Start a riot, we want at least 1 Robux per day. The reason, my dear child, is because Roblox is a business, and in order for Roblox to operate, they need money. And in order to get money, they have to sell premium services like Robux.
If they don't, if they give you something that you would want, or that you would only get if you paid, then they are lowering the desire that you would have to get Builders Club, and that's the exact opposite direction that Roblox would go.
Yes,
it's not immoral for Roblox to want your money, because they are a business and they do need to thrive.
And let me also remind you that DevX is a thing, so you not getting Robux probably makes it so that Roblox can afford to give players money for their games.
Yeah.
At the same time, I do agree with your point, but not only because of that. I mean, 1 Robux per day, I think that's more of a symbolic thing than anything. I mean, you already do get 10 tickets per day, and this is basically 2.5 more. Why do you think that people would want this to happen? Like, what would they use 1 Robux for? What?
I don't know. I guess they see all of these Robux only items on the catalog and being sold everywhere like game passes. And they feel kind of excluded.
Really, the only way that you could actually use 1 Robux a day with how crazy some of the prices are in the catalog is trading it for tickets and buying expensive tickets items.
Right.
It really seems to me more than as a privilege than anything else.
So, a little off topic, but in game, Ben's just got himself stuck in my bedroom ceiling.
I think we should probably stop here before something worse happens. So yes, thank you for watching, and thanks to today's delightful guests, Ben Simon and Jarod645. Feel free to contact any of us and express your amazement at our coherent thoughts and perfectly understandable English, I am sorry. Comment, like, favorite and share basically anything to ensure us it's worthwhile to make content of this kind, if you would like to see more of it. Thanks and have fun.
Likes hot pockets, reach him with your Twitter, and he's gonna block it. Make a new account, and he's gonna drop it, cause he's golden. Likes hot pockets, reach him with your Twitter, and he's gonna block it. Make a new account, and he's gonna drop it, cause he's golden. Likes hot pockets, reach him with your Twitter, and he's gonna block it. Make a new account, and he's gonna drop it, cause he's golden. Cause he's golden. Cause he's golden.